Namaste, brothers and sisters. This is Jen. It's a bit of a mad light. It's very, it's a very strange light. That's a bit better. Okay. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om birthday, Ganesh. Ganesha, Sharanam. Ganesha, Sharanam. We love you. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Sharanam. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Sharanam. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. There we go, brothers and sisters. Sending out auspicious blessings to Lord Ganesha on his mighty birthday, and just sending him that offering to invoke his holy and almighty spirit to come forward right now to assist us in this deep clearing that we have all been called forth to co-create together as a collective, as a group. So today we're going to be focused on sending a lot of really, really powerful light energy, sunshine energy to you know, any distorted weather patterns that are occurring within the grid. We're going to be addressing that, and we're going to be correcting that. And we're also going to be assisting with this very, very deep lung purge that many of us are in at the moment, because, you know, we are moving into unprecedented energetic territory where we are going as a collective with regards to how this planet is aligning with the very, very core of the galaxy. And so it is very, very appropriate that we work together with our galactic brothers and sisters, with all the ascended masters, with the deities, to assist us in this next level of very, very, very deep clearing and deep purging. So that's the reason why this meditation has been called forth. So thank you all so much, all 41 of you. Thank you so much for being on the live call. And there's a lot of light in my room, as you can tell from the light. Like, it suddenly just like really, really, really flocked into to this room. So basically this is the 11:11 morning meditation, and so I'm going to guide us on a really powerful meditation, brothers and sisters. So if you want to participate in this upgrade and activation, then I invite you to just really, really be present with this process, and shut any other tabs, shut any other boxes that are open. Like, you don't want to be getting distracted. You don't want to be getting pulled into looking up this, that and the other whilst midway in the meditation. It just won't work. And also it will, yeah. And so it will, I'm just going to turn these comments off a sec. And it will actually disperse the energy for the collective if you do that. So either do the meditation or don't do the meditation, but don't just be like dipping in and out, because it will really affect the potency of this code that we are dropping into the field. And if you haven't got time to do it now, just do it later. Do it later when you're nice and chilled out, when you've got time, to like do a sort of 15-20 minute meditation. But this is like a treat, this is like a present for your soul. So I would definitely just close all the boxes and go and find a really comfy position and just to get into it. So, beautiful brothers and sisters, it's my absolute honour, absolute privilege to be here in this sacred moment with you all. And just before we start, just make sure that you've all got your glass of water, or I'm just going to quickly have to get my glass of water. Sorry, brothers and sisters, but I left it in the kitchen. Also, I just want to say that I just got a message from Spirit to let you all know that I've been working with this bark flower remedy called Star of Bethlehem. And Star of Bethlehem is, you can order it from Amazon, and you can get it in any Whole Foods store, I imagine. But Star of Bethlehem is really assisting us on a vibrational level to clear out those very old residues of guilt, that and sadness and pain and separation that we all experience. That when we incarnate into this artificial matrix grid, we all take on this these templates of separation and stuff like that. And it's not, you know, it just has to be cleared, it has to be moved through. And these, like, you know, remedies like homeopathy and flower essences, they work on the subtle planes, and they work on a vibrational level to iron out the creases on the etheric plane. So I work with these essences, and I just got a message from Spirit that they wanted me to let you all know. So this is a really powerful remedy for us to be working with right now, brothers and sisters, and it's called Star of Bethlehem, and it's a bark flower remedy, and bark is spelled B-A-C-H, bark flower remedy. And it's very potent, I honestly must say. So, oh, got 44 on the call, and I'm 44, yay! Okay, brothers and sisters, so I trust you are all in a comfortable position, and that you've closed all your other boxes, and you're really present for this upgrade activation. And so right now, I just invite everyone who's on the live call. Oh, please share this, by the way. Can we just have a moment just to share this? Because this is going to help many brothers and sisters. Just take 30 seconds just to share it. maybe on your page or on other groups if you feel to. And while you're sharing, I'll just show you. I'm wearing a Lord Ganesh. It's actually, someone made that for me. I think it was Pippi. Pippi made that for me as an exchange for the transmission. It's beautiful. It's got a rose quartz heart in it. Okay, so thank you, brothers and sisters, for sharing it. It's important that these vibrations go out into the collective, because it's not just for us in this group, you know, it's for all of us. So I just invite you now just to close your eyes. Begin to take some deep breaths. Breathing in through your navel center. And as you breathe out, very consciously relaxing your shoulders and your jaw. Remembering that many of us hold a lot of tension in our jaws. You can just let that go now. Bringing your awareness to where your body is in contact with the floor or the chair. Attuning to the sensation of knowing that you are supported, you are being supported, that the universe is carrying you. The universe is supporting you. Your essence is most treasured and truly precious to the divine Mother, Father, God. Breathing in through your navel center, breathing out slowly, consciously relaxing, releasing any tension that you are carrying in any part of your body. Giving yourself permission to soften, to allow any armory that has formed from being part of the third dimension, just allowing that armor just to drop. It's not necessary now. On the next out breath, visualizing a cord coming out of your root center. And visualize this cord now going down deep into the core of Mother Earth. And feel it wrapping itself tightly around the core of Mother Earth. And like a white snake, just feel it wrapping itself tightly, but we're grounding into new earth, new 5D earth. Set that intention. With each out breath, send your grounding cord deeper and deeper. This time send it so far down that it actually goes right down to the very, very bottom of the earth. And there you will find your Earth Star Chakra. And as your grounding cord meets your Earth Star Chakra, notice that your Earth Star Chakra begins to spin. And it begins to spin in a clockwise motion. Very, very fast, with great momentum. And as your Earth Star Chakra begins to spin, it begins to emit very, very powerful golden powder. But this isn't powder, this is actually light codes. Light codes that have been stored in your Akashic field, awaiting this moment for them to be fully activated. And these Akashic light codes were seeded at the time of Lemuria, at the time when we were living as fifth dimensional consciousness avatar beings, where our Christos nature was known and recognized and cherished. And all of these healing codes have been stored in our Earth Star Chakra, awaiting this time that represents the turning of the great cycle. As we have now completed the great 26,000 year cycle, and it is time once again for human consciousness to rise and ascend, to follow the blueprint of our original design. Using your breath now, breathe up these golden light particles. Breathe them up through your grounding cord. And again, we are being guided specifically to be working with our lungs. So breathe in these beautiful golden light particles into your lungs. And you can visualize it almost like raindrops, like tiny, tiny little raindrops that are sprinkling around inside your lung capacity. Use the power of your breath and the power of your intention to draw this energy in. And on the out breath, really visualize this golden powder filling up your entire lung capacity. And notice how it is able to get very, very deep into layers of catarrh that have been stuck there, possibly for a few lifetimes, possibly connected to your ancestral lineage that you are clearing. It doesn't really matter where they come from, but just know that these deep catarrh residues are there for many of us. So allow this light, this golden light powder. It's almost like a miracle cleansing powder. It just holds the exact frequency that is able to dislodge those stuck patternings. And as this golden powder has entirely fused our lung capacities, notice that these tiny little particles are releasing almost like a pollen-like essence. It's a multi-dimensional essence, rainbow-esque essence. And it's almost like spores that are being released. And these spores are the frequency of pale rose pink. Just allow your entire lung capacity to be infused. With this dispensation and release of these pale pink spores that are now flying around and circulating around the lung capacity. And as these tiny, tiny spores begin to drop and settle at the base of the lungs, notice now that they transform into butterflies. But these aren't earth butterflies. They are higher dimensional butterflies whose wings are made of rose petals. Visualize these rose petal butterflies flying around, particularly around the base of the lungs. And they are bringing in a fresh energy of deep cleansing. Just observe now how your lung capacity is being entirely filled by the essence of these pink rose petal butterflies. And get a sense of them flying around. And as they are flying around, they are literally transforming the density of the lungs. Many of our lungs have been quite entrenched within the 3D matrix, as our lungs have stored much of the grief that we have all experienced on our own personal trajectories, but also for the collective. It's very, very deep work that we are doing now, brothers and sisters. Just observe now how these rose petal butterflies are flying faster and faster, and their momentum is increasing as they are really, really deeply shifting the density of the lung capacity. Please observe this now. Brothers and sisters, we now have the etheric presence of Great Mother Mary, and she has been vibrationally magnetized to all of our lungs capacity now. And if it is resonant for you, I invite you to invite the Divine Mother's energies into your heart. You can visualize her swooping into your lungs, bringing all of her power, all of her miraculous healing capacity, assisting us, assisting the child in us to attune to the frequencies of the eternal cosmic mother. So notice now the Divine Mother has entered into your lung capacity, and notice that her hands are currently in prayer position as she stands in the very, very centre of your two lungs. And on the count of 3, we are going to visualise Mother Mary's arms opening. And as they open, they will reveal her exquisite angelic wings. 1, 2, 3. Get a sense now of Mother Mary opening up her beautiful golden wings. And she begins to flap them. And in this flapping momentum, this is assisting with the dislodging of much of the unprocessed grief that has been stored in your lungs. I invite you now to send out a tone, send out some light language yourself to assist and enhance this process. Sense of these beautiful pink rose petal butterflies that are flying around and shimmering. And they are transforming the density and the frequency of your lungs. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, really use the power of your imagination to visualize this. Observe now that there is a black plug that exists at the bottom of your lungs, and all of the density, all of the low density has now accumulated at the plug. And on the count of 3 we're going to release the plug, but please know that your spirit team have attached, it's a bit like a cosmic syringe that is actually going to now siphon off this low density, and it is going to be removed entirely from your system. And we are working with the violet dragons, the mother dragons, who are going to be assisting in the recycling and the transmutation of this old dense energy. 1, 2, 3. Get a sense of this plug being released. And now we're all going to send out some light language and some tones. This is the stage where we are removing it all now from our lungs. Get a sense of it being syringed off, suctioned out of you, being magnetized out of you. All this low density, all these fear-based emotions, fear-based beliefs are being cleansed. On the count of 3, that will be complete. 1, 2, 3. Okay, get a sense now of the dragons taking away that tube of old density, and they're taking it actually down to the inner earth for it to be transmuted into very, very high positive energy. Notice now that this plug has now been sealed and it's changed from black to gold. And now, brothers and sisters, I invite you to visualize a violet pillar of light that is ascending from your crown center. It is reaching up to your higher self, your higher angelic self. Please observe now that your higher angelic self is beginning to send violet energy down this golden pillar of light. And really, really visualize your entire lung capacity being filled by this sacred violet light. Please bring your hands in prayer position if that feels resonant for you, and repeat the words. My lungs are now entirely healed of all grief, all pain, and all separation. I am healed. I am free. Really visualize this violet light, this beautiful, exquisite silver violet light, entirely filling up your lungs, feeling the essence of Mother Mary holding space, because Mother Mary lives inside all of our hearts. The Holy Mother and the Holy Father live inside all of our hearts, and our hearts are their true resting place. So it is most fitting that we are acknowledging Mother Mary's almighty presence. And know that the rose petal butterflies, the higher dimensional rose petal butterflies, are going to be working with you now for the next 24 hours. I'm going to be assisting you in releasing any traumatic memories, any memories of grief. I'm going to be assisting you to release any phlegm, any catarrh out of your body. And as we align now in this healed and whole vibration, I invite you to visualize our beautiful earth sphere right in front of you, almost like a holographic version of the earth has appeared before your very eyes. And you notice that there are some red kind of like tornado energy, hurricane and tornado energy. Please observe this. There are approximately 144 sites on the earth that are being affected by highly impactful weather at the moment. So please get a sense of this now. And as this is occurring, just notice that all 46 of us on this live call, and all of the brothers and sisters that are going to be joining us, just notice now that we have made an almighty circle in the very, very centre of our sun. Just visualise us all sitting in a circle in the core of our sun. And as we are sitting in this great circle, we notice that there is a tube of light in the very centre of our circle. And this tube of light is currently emitting distorted patterns. But together as a collective, we are going to visualise the infinity symbol infusing this central core pillar in our sun. So take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, just observe this column transforming from discordant lines and forming into a very, very perfect figure of 8. And observe this figure of 8 just spiraling up and down this pillar in the core of our sun. And as we are visualizing this figure of 8, which is symbolic of the Christ Sophia divine union, observe how the sun is beginning now to emit a new pattern. And this pattern now that is being sent forth from the sun is now reaching the earth field, and it's creating a golden seal around the earth. And this golden seal now is sending out cohesive patterns to the electromagnetic grid of Gaia. Please observe how the electromagnetic grid of Gaia now is being corrected, and it is quite likely that there is an agenda to activate a distortion on the grid that has caused many of the extreme weather patterns. Please observe now this being corrected. And we are working with the golden dragons, who are guardians of the ley lines, the mother father dragons. Please observe now the energy of the golden dragons is really massively, deeply correcting all of the ley lines, and where they were manipulated to come out of alignment, they are now being put back into alignment. Observe this. And as these golden dragon lines are being activated, notice how there is a serene frequency of calm that is now ascending and descending down into the Earth's atmosphere. And use the power of your imagination to see these previously red spots are now becoming blue. And the blue is symbolic of calm, of balance, of correction. Just observe this now. Tune into the powerful protective spirit of the golden dragons, who have been awaiting our permission to activate this correction. These dragons reside in the inner earth, and they are our guardians. They are our brothers and sisters who are assisting us on a profound level in this planetary ascension. Just take a deep breath in. Now in your mind's eye, see the earth with no red spots, all blue, blue and green. And know deeply in your heart that this correction has been activated. And there is no force that is more powerful than our consciousness. And that we, as an awakened collective, have ordained this to be so. And so it is. I invite you to bring your hands in prayer position, brothers and sisters. And if it feels resonant for you, repeat the words, and so it is. Please know from this moment on that we will experience many, many miraculous shifts. And this is all in accordance with Mother, Father, God's divine will. The meditation aspect is now complete, brothers and sisters. We're going to slowly start coming back into our bodies. So I invite you just to rub your hands together. Activate the healing energy in your hands. And bring your hands onto your heart. Visualize your inner child with a golden chalice. And see this love filling up your inner child's golden chalice to overspilling. Remembering that we are all source beings. We were created whole and complete. I am that I am. You are an awakened starseed, and you promised to remember who you are, so that in your remembrance, all who come into your sacred field are immediately liberated. Just going to count you down from 5 down. We're going to come back into our body. We're going to bring our consciousness back into our body now, brothers and sisters. 5. Feeling your extremities, feeling your elbows. 4. Tuning into the tips of your toes. 3. And your fingers. 2. 1. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. We did it. We did it. Scotty beamed me up. Good morning. How was it, guys? Vibrating and feeling blue and cleared. Beautiful start to my morning. Pink butterflies, love and light to you, Jen. Namaste. That was beautiful, thank you. And so it is done. Wow. "44, and so it is, brothers and sisters." Thank you, Jen. That was such a beautiful meditation. Thank you. We're doing it, guys. First time tuning in with you, beautiful, thank you. Oh, well, Kirsten, it's lovely to have you here. Lovely to have you here, Narayan Kripa. Anna Villa, that was so good, thank you. So powerful. My heart and crown opened, vibrating, it was awesome. I just, oh God, I can't see it. Just had a moment of seeing the colour of the purple dragon. The colour is amazing. Thank you so much. Beautiful. The dragons were like old friends. My inner child is beyond happy. He was waiting for this moment for eons. Thanks, love was epic. A lot of healing. Thank you, gorgeous. Yay, more music. What language are you speaking? I'm speaking light language. I'm not speaking any language. Okay, so should we have a song? Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam. That's all I'm going to sing. Okay, guys. Now, Spirit's guided me. I'm going to pull us a card. I'm going to pull us a card for the collective. So, because there's so much to say, let's just see. So I'm going to pull out a card, one for the divine masculine, one for the divine feminine, and one for the event. So let's just see what messages want to come out. There's a lot to share. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, there's another. Yeah, basically I've got 2 more spaces on my Avalon retreats because I've had 2 cancellations. So if anyone wants to come and have an absolutely amazingly life-changing healing experience in the sacred Isle of Avalon, there's 2 places left, and it's 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th of October. Let me know if... Oh, very beautiful singing, Jen. May Shri Ganesha be your wisdom. Oh, thank you, Narayan. Oh, I played it for quite a long time at the beginning, Narayan. You should check it out. But yeah, if anyone wants more information about my retreat, there are 2 places, and I got a message that I had to tell people. Probably someone watching this video is meant to come. Yes, Anna will be there. Okay, so let's just focus our attention on just pulling out a card. We're going to pull out a card now. This card is going to be for the divine feminine. Remembering that we have the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within all of us. Okay, so here we go. Oh, memories of love. Totally phenomenal grid harmonization. Fantastic work, Jen. Thank you, namaste. Namaste, Christina. So, for the feminine, we've got the 6 of Hearts, which is memories of love. Ooh, okay, so what this is, I feel that the message of this card is that the feminine collective is going through a very, very deep healing at the moment. And we're clearing a lot of the timelines. We're clearing a lot of grief timelines because, we've incarnated into this 3D matrix. And so we're all divine beings, and we've signed up to have these holy, divine, sacred unions. But for many of us, it hasn't manifested on the physical plane even now. And so because of that, there's a lot of grief timelines that it's appropriate for us to be clearing. And so the message of this card is memories of love. So I feel that what it's saying, it's like really, really invite the divine feminine energy, the divine mother energy into your heart, into your lungs, so that can then trigger the cathartic release of all of those memories of pain and separation, so that we can clear all these old 3D timelines. So like, and I think for many of us, like, this is going to be a really big time for having massive healings with our pets and with our children, like those beings that are in our life that we really, really, really deeply love. Like I have that with my mum, and like in a way, like I was thinking about this, in a way it's like my mum is like, she's such a sort of representation of God's love for me, and sometimes when I think about her and I just start crying, I just start sobbing, because I know that like that she's representing God's love for me. And so it's like that's a memory of love. Like we're all going through this at the moment where we're having these memories of experiences of where we have experienced like really true deep love, and those memories of pure love are assisting us to clear all of those old timelines of pain and separation and grief. And so the message of this card is to be really, really mindful of the fact that we are in this healing, that we are in this deep, deep purging gateway, brothers and sisters, and that there's going to be a massive shift in energy when it comes to equinox. And so that's why a lot of us are having quite a lot of symptoms at the moment, because our vessels are being cleaned and they're being like rearranged and and ultimately they're being upgraded so that we can be these pure empty vessels for the new energies and the new frequencies that are going to be coming in around from the time of equinox. So that is one message about the divine feminine. And it's also like, I believe that for many of us that haven't come into physical union, the card is also a very, very auspicious blessing for us to show us that, you know, that there is a massively huge almighty wave of unions that are aligning, brothers and sisters. And I wrote about this yesterday, and I got the download. I keep getting the download. I'm getting so many signs, like oh my gosh, like, I mean, I've always had a lot of synchronicities with my union, but now I'm getting so many synchronicities that they are literally like overlapping each other. And whereas before I used to go, oh yeah, wow, I had that synchronicity. Now the synchronicities are so intermingled and entwined and overlap and multi-layered. It's really, really next level what is going on, and this really is happening. And because this true love, this divine love is getting closer for many of us, it is going to be pulling out all of that density and all of those frequencies that are not in alignment with that vibration. Do you know what I mean? So that is going on for many of us. And so the message of the card is to be really, really gentle with yourself. Like, big, massive things, big, massive shifts are going on for so many of us. Be really, really gentle with yourself. And don't be like, oh, you know, I should be well, I should have loads of energy. It's like, no, just honour your body, honour your process. If you need to rest, rest. You need to be in nature, be in nature. You need to walk barefoot on the earth, walk barefoot on the earth. We all do need to be drinking, we all need to be doing all these things, and we all need to be drinking really good water. We need to be getting on the essences, working with the really high vibrational, you know, medicines like homeopathy, flower remedies, herbs, all of these amazing tools to assist us in this transition. Right, brothers and sisters? Right, I'm going to pull a card now for the Divine Masculine Collective, bearing in mind that we all have all energies within us. What's that one? Sacrifice. Ooh. Oh, okay, so I've actually pulled out two cards for the masculine, and the first one was sacrifice, and the second one was shadow. So I think what the sacrifice card is referring to is that for many of the divine masculines who have found it very, very challenging to like functioning on the third dimension, a lot of them have co-created these very, very sort of like 3D situations which are not harmonized with their soul's destiny or their highest timelines. And so I believe that the message of this card is a reminder that, you know, all these 3D timelines and these, you know, these relationships and situations and jobs, etc., that were, you know, that were manifested from that vibration of lack, that vibration is no longer like going to be tolerable where we're going, or it's just going to be like voided out. And so I think the reason why we've pulled the sacrifice card is just a message to the divine masculine. It's like, you know, you are going to sacrifice that which you thought brought you comfort, you know, that which is giving your 3D self comfort, such as, you know, sort of like, it's like, and I spoke about that in my last video, where, you know, a lot of people get involved in these relationships and they don't have any intimacy, they don't have any friendship, they don't have any real connection, but they stay in those relationships because they're comfortable, because it's what they know. Well, I believe this is what is being requested from the divine masculine to let go of. It's time to sacrifice those 3D attachments, or those 3D things that you were attached to, in order for you to clear those 3D timelines. This is what it's all about now, brothers and sisters. On a personal level, we are clearing so many 3D timelines, so that we're you know, clearing the space for the 5D timelines, for the Christed timelines, for us to really be able to like move freely along those 5D timelines, unhindered by any sort of like lower energies that are pulling us down. Do you know what I mean? And the shadow, so I think the reason why we pulled the shadow card is because the divine masculine is being asked to look at the reasons why they've co-created these timelines and these relationships and these jobs, etc. It's really time for you to face your shadow, to face the fact that, you know, you've made a lot of these choices because you didn't trust God, you didn't trust yourself, you didn't trust your higher self, you felt abandoned. This is all like shadow work that you need to do. You need to face yourself. And so instead of this, all your shadow being sort of like living in the unconscious, it's like you have to just like, you have to turn around, you have to face it, so that it can be integrated and alchemized and transformed and transmuted. Because actually it's in our shadow we get all of our power and all of our radiance when we do this alchemical work of really, really, you know, looking at and facing our shadow and meeting it with love and facing those limited beliefs that have created our lives to be very, very unfulfilling, you know, it's when we really turn around and face it, and that is the work, that is the Magnus Open, like that is the work of the soul, and you're just going to keep coming back until you actually do that work, and turn around and face yourself, and face all your you know, all your attachments to lack. So it's a really strong message for the divine masculine, like don't be afraid to face your shadow, you know, when we do, we become more beautiful, we become more radiant, we activate all the age reversal, we become so effective in the world, we become impactful, our vibration stabilizes, and we are so deeply authentic, we are in such a deeply profound authentic vibration that we are able to affect change in all of our brothers and sisters that come into our field when we do this work, this shadow work. So it's just a little reminder to the divine masculine. A lot of the divine feminine has been very, very highly adept at really, really going there and doing the soul work. But now it's appropriate for the divine masculine needs to catch up and needs to really stay on the same page as the divine feminine and actually do the work that the soul has incarnated to do. And that does include shadow work. So that's the message of the card. It's only going to be a quick reading, brothers and sisters. Right, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to pull a card for the event. Like what does our spirit team want to bring through a message about the actual event? Oh, I'm just going to keep that out, sorry. Okay, this is the one. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Okay, oh, wow. So that's the one that came out. Oh, my God. Spiritual union. So this card is referring to... It's such a beautiful card, look. This card is referring to the work that we have to do within our own self, within our own consciousness. Like, I am the event, you are the event, we are each individually the event. We are all a microcosm of the macrocosm. And so we each go through our own personal event experience when we activate the hieros, Gamos energies within us, which is the kundalini energy, the masculine and feminine serpents that live at the base of our spine. And so our job has to really, really be to be focused on our union with self and our union with God, and becoming really super vigilant of where we're still attached and holding on to dualistic perceptions and lack programming, because they all just need to be burnt. It needs to be burnt in the violet flame. You know, all of these low frequency programmings and timelines and stuff like that. And what really, really needs to be the priority is the celebration of our own personal union with God. And we need to affirm it, we need to claim it, we need to say it, we need to speak it, but most of all we need to celebrate it and acknowledge it. And as we call in and invoke that truth, that I am in union with God, you are in union with God, I am in union with my masculine and feminine energies, they are merged, they are unified. And as we do this work, you know, we can do Kundalini yoga, we can do Kundalini meditations, we can heal our heart. There are many, many ways for us to awaken our Kundalini energy. But really, this is an internal phenomena. Like, the event ultimately is an internal phenomena and it's an external phenomena. But the external phenomena is only going to happen once we have done the work on the inner levels. And we have activated that inner union, our own personal union with the divine, with Mother, Father, God. So that must be our priority. And you know, stop looking outside of yourself for your beloved. Your beloved will find you when you are whole and complete, when you are vibrating at that stabilized frequency of wholeness and completion. You know, that those cohesive frequencies will be like a fragrance that is emitted from your auric field, like the most potent fragrance, you know. And then your divine counterpart, he or she has been programmed to find you based on the emission of that fragrance. So you must stop searching outside. We must all stop searching outside of ourselves for anything. because I am that I am. And the more of us that realise that and really, really commit to that knowing and just stop this silly searching for anything outside of ourselves, the more we can just stabilise in the truth of who I am, of who you are, of who we are, then we stabilise that timeline, which sends forth those frequencies to our galactic brothers and sisters that we are ready to receive the solar flash event. So that's one side of this card. The other side of this card is confirmation that for many of us, particularly this 144,000 starseed blue ray twin flames, many of us are really are doing the work and have done the work and have stopped this silly searching outside of ourselves and taken absolute full responsibility for who I am, that I am, that I am. And because of that, these unions are grounding in now. And I wrote about this in my message yesterday, but there are many sacred unions that are grounding down into the physical plane, and this has all been a part of the divine plan, and we are on target. In fact, I've got a message that we're even ahead of target, and a lot of that is to do with this group and the fact that we have co-created this absolutely phenomenal portal, this sacred portal of love and community and awakened consciousness, and and really stepping up as the responsible awakened galactic citizens that our galactic brothers and sisters have been waiting for us to do, and we're doing it. And so because of that, we are accelerating the timeline for our unions and for the solar flash event. So you don't need to worry about what's outside of yourself. Just keep focused. May we all keep focused on celebrating this most wondrous union with Source, that I have with Source, that you have with Source, that we all have with Source energy. And just go forward, go out into your world, into your day, in celebration of that, connecting with everyone from that place of generosity and joy and light. And that's it. That is it. That is when, that is us doing all the work. So that's the message. I'll just see if there's any messages. Totally phenomenal. Okay, I'll just see if there's lack of vitamins. Thank you, Jen, for guiding us through these meditations, and thank you everyone else for joining. My mum's in spirit. She came to me. Oh, that's beautiful, Katrina. Oh, amen to all this. Thanks a lot for this precious meditation. Chills with the cards. Oh, Anna. Spiritual union. Oh yeah, that's a strong one, isn't it? I needed this today. My visualization was so vivid as you spoke. I feel totally free, light, peaceful, and have tingles. Amazing. Thank you so much, Jen. You're welcome, Naomi. Great confirmations there, Jen. Oh, there you go. So yeah, really beautiful. Really beautiful messages coming through the cards. I'm not going to make this a ridiculously long video, but any more messages? Gertrude. Oh, that's Chris. Okay, so we're gonna like round it up right about now, and I think what we'll do is we'll end with a song. We'll end with the Ganesh chant, because seeing it's Ganesh's birthday. I see a portal of light over your head. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Peggy. So in closing, brothers and sisters, I'm going to sing this Ganesh chant because it's Lord Ganesh's birthday, and so it's really auspicious for us to be sending out this love and this connection to Lord Ganesh today. And really, I would invite all of us to invite him into our hearts, because he is an extremely powerful deity, and he will assist us in making these shifts, these quite stubborn shifts. So I invite us all to invoke Lord Ganesh. So in closing, we're going to send out this powerful mantra. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Gam Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Ganesha Sharanam. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Sharanam. Ganesha Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Sharanam. Om Ganapataye Namaha Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. So there we go. There we go, brothers and sisters. That's it. Thank you. So thank you all for your beautiful words and the gift of your voice. Oh, so on it. Hi from Australia, Naomi. Oh. Okay, brothers and sisters, well, as ever, it is my deepest honour to be present with you all. And I'll mark this video is in the announcements. So hopefully as many people as possible throughout the day will get to do this meditation. And yeah, so there's 2 places left on my Avalon retreat. You know, who's going to come? I mean, I know with my last retreat, the last 4 places filled up in the last week. So it's going to be amazing. It really is going to be amazing. So I hope that, you know, if you feel the call, like you can manifest anything, you know, like if you need to get your airfare and stuff like that, just tell the universe, this is what I'm doing. You know, you need to make this happen. We're all so powerful. It's just like that. So, oh, Amy's just joined right at the very end. Oh well, we can always just watch it, Aim. Okay, brothers and sisters, so I love you all. And I bow to the divine being that you are. I see you, I remember you. I see the Christ self that dwells in you. All is well. Namaste, brothers and sisters. Oh, Anna says it was totally life-changing. All love, yep. Amy says, oh. Love you, family. Ciao.